Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly portion of World of Darkness news. This week we have a plenty of news for you. Two in particular about things you haven't heard about beforehand and things that we have just announced the last week. Starting with the first one, something that we've been asked for a very long time. There's been a lot of people from the community who were suggesting for something similar to happen and to come true. And what it is exactly, if you haven't heard the news from the last week, let me start with a trailer. Let's do it.
You will come to realize that the blood is your master. You are being consumed from within. You won't feel it at first, but slowly, humanity will become a distant memory. You will know that you lived as them, but it will fade like a dream. You will only have the memory of a memory until you are a slipshod effigy of who you were. The beast within will wear your skin as long as it gets fed.
We're super happy to announce World of Darkness Nexus made and brought to you by Demiplane, who have earlier announced their cooperation with Pathfinder. So if you want to get a sneak peek of what Demiplane does and what they can do, you can definitely check out what they have done already for Pathfinder. But of course, this is going to be crafted specifically for the Vamily and for not only the Vamily, but also in the future for Hunter the Reckoning family and War of the Apocalypse family, who are going to join us right after. But of course, World of Darkness Nexus is a digital toolset, official digital toolset for our settings, and we are extremely happy that this is happening. There's going to be a lot of really interesting features. I have a list in here, which of course we cannot yet go in detail. We're going to reveal more and more as the time goes by and as the release comes closer, the release in 2022. There's also going to be the early access period in which the Nexus is going to be co-created with you and with your opinions for what you would love to see in the Nexus. But basically the toolset includes things such as digital reader, character builder with rules logic, interactive character sheets, character sheet storage and management, like tracking and spending your experience points, tracking hunger, tracking willpower, so everything that you need to basically have a live view of how your character is doing. A virtual play space, which will allow you for a very easy matchmaking in the role-playing sphere. If you do not have the party to play Vampire the Masquerade or in the future Hunter or Werewolf with, you will be able to find your own party through the built-in video system with the full role-playing support. There's going to be, of course, more that will be shared in time. And you can definitely register at Demiplane already. You can ask questions on Demiplane forums. You can follow Demiplane on their social media to get to know more. This is just a little sneak peek of what we've been working on for quite some time right now. And soon-ish, you will be able to jump in and see the features and propose what you would like to see. I've already seen some people saying that they would like to see dark mode for the video and chat, and I will definitely let Demiplane know about this little ask. So yeah, the Nexus tool will have the same lore as the source books. Yes, it's going to be all canon and official lore that you can find in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition source books. Too much brouhaha going on in the screenshots. I'm just checking out the chat very quickly here on the live chat. Of course, this is going to we're going to also have a quick Q&A session after the news part is going to be over. But yeah, World of Darkness Nexus is announced, and I really hope that you will follow us for more information about this as we're going to share it. We're super happy that this is happening, especially in the era where a lot of role-playing moves online. We're role-playing through Discord, we're role-playing through Skype, Messenger, and even Slack, and a lot of other ways that allow us to do it digitally. And this is going to definitely be a huge help. And a build-up, of course, for all of the digital spaces in which World of Darkness is available in right now. So I hope you will enjoy it. And in the meantime, let's jump into the new video game, or actually interactive novel plans. Vampire the Masquerade Sins of the Sires has been announced, and this is the next interactive novel from Choice of Games. After Night Road, Out for Blood, Parliament of Knives, it's time to move to Athens, Greece, where we'll have a Greek story, Greek modern story explored. I'm very happy to go to this particular part of the world this time in Vampire the Masquerade, because I haven't been exploring it in my role-playing too much before. Next week we're going to have an interview here on the new show with the author of this game, but in the meantime I will give you a little overview of what this game is going to be about. So, of course, it's as usual with Night Road, with Out for Blood, with Parliament of Knives. This game is entirely text-based with 300,000 words, without graphics or sound effects, and fueled by the vast, unstoppable power of your imagination. Athens, Greece, a city with an ancient past now thrust into the modern age. There's going to be a lot of this conflict in between old and the new in the game. A city torn between the Camarilla establishment and the Anarchs, so the usual faction war that you can expect, with a twist, of course, where everyone owes your boss a favor, and that makes you an untouchable vampire in this nocturnal society, where you and your fellow kindred must conceal yourselves from mortal eyes, the masquerade of the kindred. There are rumors spread around the area that there is an ancient vampire called Aristovoros, who has an intent of bringing a new world for kindred and is waking up somewhere. So there's going to be the elder threats happening around. And of course, you will be able to play as clans: Tremere, Ventru, Malkavian, Banu Hakim, or Finnblood. Play as a man, a woman, non-binary, femme, masculine, androgynous, or gay, straight, and of course, gay, straight, bisexual, queer, and ace. Outlast, a dark tale of corruption, power hunger, betrayal, and yearning for what you once were, which I think is going to be super interesting if you're going to play as a Finnblood, which is my plan for this game. And of course, picking whether you want to play a Camarilla vampire, Anarch vampire, or do something completely different. And you need to also unmask your true sire. You may actually have a very nice experience of comparing this to the previous games in Choice of Games catalog of Vampire the Masquerade games, where you usually knew your sire, or there was a special situation going on with your sire. Here you will need to unmask them. So I am super excited for this one. We're going to get to know more about it in the interview next week, but in the meantime, do go to Steam, wishlist Sins of the Sires, and this game is going to be available as all of the previous Choice of Games titles on Steam, iOS, and Android. So yeah, welcome to Wishlisted. It always helps developers a lot if you wishlist their games. And I cannot wait for this one. I feel like Vamily in general has been really having tons of fun with the previous Choice of Games titles, and we get tons of positive feedback for all three of them. So I hope that this one is going to join this really nice group of novels. But in the meantime, let's jump into the next news, also video game related. And now we're going to talk about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt, which Founders Season is closing just next week. This is the last weekend for you to jump in early and be able to finish the very first Battle Pass. You're still able to do it because they've done a very big boost for the experience, so you can jump in and try to get that really cool outfit and golden eyes and stuff that is available at the very end of the Battle Pass. And as for now, Bloodhunt is going to close up for development development and reopen next year for PC and PS5. I am extremely, both sad and excited about this. I've put 130 hours so far in Bloodhunt with my friends. We've been enjoying this game so much. I completed my battle pass, so I am full done with the game right now. I will just maybe try to get some additional items in the upcoming days. But yeah, the game has been giving us a lot of fun, and there's a very lively community around Bloodhunt, which is submitting a lot of their feedback, opinions, and things that they would like to see improved in the game. And the developers said, okay, you know what, we're going to take all of those feedback and try to make this into the best possible game to release it next year for both platforms. And the changes include, let me just give you a very quick list. The first and foremost, performance. I haven't had a lot of issues with that personally, except for after one patch, I believe in the past few months, past few weeks, which released. But some people were experiencing stuttering or some issues. There are actually right now really cool indicator icons in the top right corner of the screen, which allow you to know exactly what is going on with your rig currently as you're playing the game. But performance is definitely going to see an improvement. The competitive experience and player experience, being able to always have this really cool satisfaction of unlocking something new. There's definitely something that will happen after the battle pass is finished, for example, so you can still unlock some more stuff. There's going to be preparing for, of course, the greatness of releasing buff on PS and PS5, which is going to be super interesting. Also help with combating cheaters in the game. There was a really cool anti-cheat system so far, but of course cheaters are always finding new ways to overcome that, and the Sharkpop is going to still work on that. So yeah, right now, let me just give you solid information on the dates. From Monday, November 22nd at 10 a.m. Central European Time, servers will be taken offline for the development. So you can still play up until Monday, you can still get your battle pass finished, and I do recommend to do it just because of the items being super cool. I mean, for me personally, I love my Muse with the final Trader outfit. And yeah, the Thunder season is going to close right now. If you purchased any tokens, I believe they are going to be doubled for the next season. And if you don't spend any tokens, they're going to be pushed forward. So you don't have to worry about losing anything from this period right now if you don't play throughout the weekend. But if you want to play during the weekend, you can still unlock the Battle Pass rewards and anything else that remains unlockable for you, like, for example, additional tokens daily for the daily quests, etc. I would recommend checking out the full article on the path to launch, which is on bloodhunt.com. You can go to the website and see exactly what the developers are planning. There is a full list of that, and you can go to Discord for Bloodhunt to ask any questions. Developers are always there answering to people, and there's been a lot of more information shared there already. Also, in between now and the launch next year, there are going to be also early access play sessions. So this is not the last time you're hearing from the Sharkpop team for the next few months. They're going to be still active online. They're going to be still actively posting things and inviting you for additional test weekends, which are going to be happening in between now and the full launch. So fortunately, we're not going to have to wait so many months to play the game again, because I would be very sad. But yeah, we're going to wait for the next year for the full release. And in the meantime, good luck, Sharkpop, to make this game as good as you can. I really enjoyed it so far, and I hope this is going to reach new heights next year with more people joining through PC and PS5. In the meantime, next news. And these news are kind of wholesome. I think, it's World of Darkness is, of course, World of Darkness, but for there to be darkness, there has to be some light, and there has to be some little light of hope. And the light of hope for us last week was Desert Bass of Hope, a charity which we have joined, and it is still ongoing. And I really recommend you to check it out, because Desert Bass of Hope is very much gamer and nerd culture, geek culture oriented charity, which is raising money every year for the Child's Play charity. So it's a big event happening right now around this time of the year, where a lot of brands, companies, and individuals are joining with various stuff for auctions. It's being auctioned out in order to help the Charles Bay charity. So we have donated some of our stuff. For example, we've donated the set of the physical core books and the core book, Anarch book, and Camarilla book with the beret of Damsel. And it actually sold on the auction for over $5,000. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for supporting this auction. And there are a lot more auctions going on. So if you want to get yourself something really cool and support the charity, please do check out Desert Bus for Hope. We are very happy that we could support the charity this year and get some of our World of Darkness stuff out there. There's also a very cool crafters corner on the Desert Bus for Hope where individuals can submit their handcrafted personal things, basically merchandise that they can sell for the auction. And one of the World of Darkness fans actually submitted their handmade Vampire the Masquerade diary/journal/notebook this year, which was absolutely gorgeous. It also sold for a lot of money. So yeah, thank you for everyone supporting this charity so far. If you want to support more, go check out Desert Bus for Hope. I'm very happy that we were able to participate in this charity this year. All right, and I will be joining Hadi right now because we have some news from Vampire Jam, we have some news from Vamily in general, and from people creating some super cool stuff. And let me see if Hadi is available here right now. Hello, Hadi!
Hi.
Can you hear me well?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, let me go to show you to our dear audience. There we go. Here you are. You look lovely. I see that you also have Bloodhunt background today.
Oh yeah, always.
Always. Amazing. How was your last week, and how was the last week for the Vamily in general? You can start with yourself.
Well, I was doing fine. Great last week, and in general, the Vamily seems super excited about all the cool stuff that we keep teasing at, especially the latest thing coming from Demiplane.
Yep.
The World of Darkness Nexus. I'm super excited about it.
Yes, I was very happy to have you, so I could scream at you earlier before everyone knew about this, because I was so happy to see, the first screenshots and how cool it
So
looks
50% of my job is Outstar getting to scream stuff that she's excited about at me, which I'm totally fine with.
It is. I mean, it's basically 50% of my job too, like just screaming. But it's fine. And today I would love to scream at some of the really cool things created by our audience. So I do see that we have the last 4 days of Vamptober here.
Yeah, finally getting to see those.
Yes, we've been prolonging the Vamptober for a pretty long time. Actually,
there's so much. There's nothing wrong with that.
I still have to go back to it and finish my own prompts because I stopped at day 5. So I'll probably do it somewhere in 2022.
Sure. You can start again for next year's.
Yes, but we have day 28 with bats. Oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah, this I mean, I remember when we were trying to decide like a tagline for bats.
Yeah.
Because we were like, what on earth are we gonna do for the TikTok prompt?
Yeah.
And you were just like, bats, just make it bats, something about bats. And I was surprised to find someone made a TikTok about it. I think it's the only one.
Oh, check it out. First one I'm saying is the blighted artwork, and I love it so much, and it's so beautiful. I want to be this person.
Yeah, I want to be this person that has a bunch of bats and I can put them in my hoodie.
Yes.
As a vampire.
A lot of people, I know that people who are afraid of mice are often afraid of bats because they're kind of like flying mice. But they're just so fuzzy and cute, and I want to hug them. I've never had a bat in my hand, but I had this one situation where we went to a zoo in Prague, and there's this cave there where the bats can fly free. And my husband was just like panicking, and he wanted to run outside, and I was like, "Oh, bats!" I was just putting my hands up, trying to touch any of them. It was amazing.
Yeah, I've been there too, but I had my hair down, and that was a mistake because I was so afraid they'd get stuck in my hair.
Yes, I mean it's a plus of having short hair. There are usually no bats stuck in them, but it would be pretty cute to have a bat stuck in your hair too. Anyway, I love her. She's wonderful. And let me check out this TikTok. Let me just play it. Okay.
Animals in training. All right, what'd you have in mind? Wolf? No. You start with bats. Because they're abundant. Most of the time they're agreeable. They're small. And they're not going to try to fucking murder you when you fail. And you are going to fail. A lot. You start with bats.
I love it. It's like a really cool gangrel sire who teaches you who to start with for the families.
I thought that was very cool.
I mean,
That's Ramos the Nomad, by the way.
I am actually imagining a fledgling who talks to a gangrel sire and says that they want to start with a jaguar or a like tiger or lion or something. And
well, wouldn't you? I feel like I would be that way as well as a neonate or as a fledgling.
And the sire comes to you and like, no, you start with a puppy.
Yeah, like they break into the zoo and they're like, no, no, no.
Here's a little monkey that you can start with. All right, and then we have Night Off. Oh.
Yeah, there were so many really, really good ones for this, but of course I had to pick the first one, variant of Nick, who is would be exactly me were I having a night off as a vampire.
Yes.
In the lazy boy, in the recliner, watching Kindred the Embraced on Netflix or something. It was perfect.
Okay, so I assume you did watch Kindred the Embraced, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so what do you think would be an actual vampire's reaction to watching Kindred the Embraced?
I think it would be like anything where they would laugh at it. I'm trying to think of a good example, but the only thing I can think of is like zombies watching The Walking Dead and making fun of it, but that doesn't really make sense. But I think you maybe know what I mean.
Yeah, Alex Ward is here in the chat saying, "Who drew me?" I mean, that's true. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's Jasper in the Labyrinth.
We didn't know
Totally.
that Jasper has such cool apps, but now we know. So thank you, Alex, for sharing this little secret with us. And now we go to the right. Do you want to read the description?
Oh, sure. I think you should recognize what this might be, though, just from the picture.
I recognize two characters from a certain video game.
Having these words pop up in my head hurt me because they had a ring of truth to them, but also because I knew there must be another narrative, a better narrative. I was just too stupid to find it. And this is, of course, taken from Shadows of New York, or Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. This is Julia and her girlfriend Dakota.
Yeah, and as I always say, as a La Sombra, you gotta have your own girl that does your makeup.
You do. That's so. I mean, could you imagine you not being able to see to put on any makeup or anything? That sounds
yeah,
terrible.
but this game made me realize, because I've never been with anyone who actually could do makeup in my life. I'm losing on something in here, but honestly, like, it made me realize, because I always thought about it in a way that, oh, you're gonna have your own servants that do your makeup and hair and stuff, but to this game made me realize that there can be actually an emotional connection with someone that cares for you so much that they do this for you. And it's just so sweet, and I love it. I love the new perspective.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Day 30, Too Old to Die. Let's start with the TikTok.
When I was younger, I just figured I'd die.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to deal with the old age. You know what I mean? But you just don't die sometimes. You know? You can continue to live.
Guess I'm still here.
It sucks.
That's so true.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, because I'm like, that is so true.
I wonder where is this quote from, because it sounds so vampiric.
I don't know. See, TikTok is really weird. I tried to check, because usually you can click on a sound and then eventually figure out where it came from.
Yeah.
But this one was just uploaded randomly with no like definition of where it came from.
Yeah. So that's Heaven Metal on TikTok, right? Awesome. And we have a picture from Paint Lady.
Yeah, again, Too Old to Die was another one of those where there were so many and makes it really hard to choose. This one really captured my attention just because I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say with this particular picture. And so much so that I wanted to put it up here and say, what are they trying to say? I see the Venture symbol. I see the city incorporated into the bodice of this person that they drew, the beautiful flowers, but also, ink coming down, or, whatever that is, some sort of viscous fluid coming down.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what the interpretation is here. And you're an artist, so tell me what it is.
Okay, I mean, this might be wrong, of course, because art is kind of like poetry. You can like interpret it in any way you want.
Subjective.
Yes, it's subjective. But what I feel in here is that there are some kindred old enough that they are old as the cities that we have. Like think about there was this RTX trailer back in the days for Bloodlines 2 in which Luke Rand was talking about Seattle, right, and about like I've seen the city like going through fires, and I've seen the city like going through everything.
Especially in a place like America, where I know I would tell you that like where I'm from, Boston, I was like, oh yeah, in the 1700, and you'd be like,
yeah,
at least most Europeans are anyway.
Yeah, no, like especially in the States, right? There are so many cities which were basically which could be technically made by the original pioneers who then later became kindred, right? So I feel like the identity of the elder vampire and the identity of the place they are in and they resided in for so many years could blend in. And I think this really nicely show it. Like this is some super old Ventru. She's too old to die, just like the city she helped establish.
Such a good interpretation. See, I knew I put it up here that you would do that. I knew it.
I don't know if it's true, but this is the first thing that popped in my head. Thank you. I just it resonates a lot with me to see vampires blending into places. Just because for me, Vampire the Masquerade was always so much about romanticizing places that either the chronicles were made in. Just because kindred are so stationary, right? Like I've been playing in Vain Pursuit where we were on the road, and it made me realize how much vampires do not belong on the road. Like vampires belong in their domains, and it's the best place for a vampire to be in. And because they've spent so much time in one place, they see it evolve, they become one with the place, and they become sometimes a little bit too possessive of the place they are in.
I would agree. They're so static, and a city is so always changing.
Yeah. So. Chris is saying here in the chat, Gangrel belong on the road. I mean, you can say that
Ravnos do too,
Ravnos belong to the road, but they still probably have some of their personal domains. It can be in the wilderness. It can be a domain they travel around, but it's definitely not that they are going to forever travel in between continents. Like that's not really a vampire story, right? And it's also very dangerous for a vampire to do that. So. Yeah. Okay.
Plus, I think in a chronicle, a city is also a character. At least in my chronicles, I try and do that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always been this way in Vampire the Masquerade products, right? Like Shadows of New York, you have New York as a character. Bloodlines, you have Los Angeles as a character, right? In Redemption, I think Prague was a really cool character. Yeah. So we have The Sun Rises here, day 31.
By Luna Lapine, who did every single prompt in some sort of cosplay, some sort of scene with text accompanying it.
That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. This will be my last night under this curse. I will go to the rest I earned a long time ago. I had no say in my embrace, but now I have regained all my power as I go to my final death.
This is so cute. I love it.
No, it's so good, and those are one of those things where we talk about vampires so much when we play vampire, and we do have like these philosophical conversations about creatures that don't exist, but I completely agree with the sentiment, to be honest.
Can I do a very selfish thing and for a second here? But I would like to, because I didn't have I just popped it in my brain. I didn't share my prompts for this month, but I realized I have an old drawing which I've made a few years ago, which I think would really fit this theme. And it's just very much on brand for vampire. So I'm going just to paste it quickly below.
Please.
Okay, there we go. There it is. So this is for me kind of the ending that I would like to have for
oh my gosh.
For some vampire story. And
this looks like the ending scene in Santa Monica by Night.
Yes, I know. I actually drew this before Santa Monica by Night. So
really?
Yes, I've made Santa Monica by Night after I drew this thing. So it's just something that I'm going to put it on the side here. I think it fits the theme, so I'm just going to put it here. And I'm going to definitely try to push myself to finish it, because I started many years ago and I never finished that. And I would like to
it's so beautiful.
one day finish it. Thank you. No, it just
And
like
sad.
I know that's that's the main reason I'm sharing it, because I love sad things, and I see that it just works with the theme so well. Like everyone is, because I was thinking, the sunrises, people may interpret it as there is a vampire, like vampires fall into slumber, right? Or ghouls come out, or thin bloods come out of their havens, and most people interpret it as vampires actually meeting the sun. And seemingly, from most of these drawings, paintings, cosplays, they are vampires that are willingly meeting the sun.
Yeah.
And it's a theme which I'm very sad about, but also I think it plays very well with the whole theme of vampires. So I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and
This one very
yeah.
much in the same vein. I just really this art style just really captured me. Because again, I know nothing about art. So I just look at something and go, oh, I like that.
I really like the colors, and it's a little bit more paintery, like with the it's like I love the kind of digital paintings that do not go into that much detail, and when you zoom out, you can very clearly see
Yes.
what they were meaning. Like it's really nice. All right. I'm sorry if I blabbered too much about sun rising. This is like
No.
plenty of my characters met the sun. I always like do that when I feel like the time has come for the character to move on. I just make them meet the sun. Yeah. All right. Storyteller's Vault and others, starting with the Oh wow!
I thought you would like this since you made the palette.
I didn't see this one. This is so cool. So someone has used the palette which we've shared for the crown mood boards and actually made a drawing out of this. This is so cool. Thank you so much, Lossie. And so is Lossie working on other drawings from the same from the different palettes, or let me just see. Next one will be Toriator. I see. Okay. Super excited for this.
It says it'll probably take a while, but they'll do it, and it's really cool. And you know how I love the Nosferatu with the pointed ears? That's my favorite thing ever. Bald with pointed ears. So I was just like, yes.
I keep on saying that we need Nosferatu that do not have pointed ears and are not bald, but we need that counterpart, which is you, who says that we need more of it. It's fine.
If I ever get to play a Nosferatu, absolutely bald with pointed ears.
If I ever play a Nosferatu, no bald hair and no pointy ears, but it's fine. Okay. I think both of them have a place in VTM. All right, and now can you read us the Discord message from Romadou?
Now available. Welcome to the World of Darkness. I am your guide. The Storyteller's Guide gives you everything you need to run a successful vampire story. Herein, it's a very old word, you will find complete details on running chronicles covering every V5 paramount topic. Tables will guide you step by step on every major aspect of a vampire story, from frenzy scenes to lists of plots and places, followed by a myriad of practical examples that will enhance your chronicles and truly bring the World of Darkness to life. Wow. And I think this is really cool. The cover is amazing. And when I first started storytelling, I was very, very nervous. And of course, there are things in the core books and some other books that, sort of help you, give you little prompts or give you little guides. But I think that I would have benefited from this back in the day. So
definitely.
I really thought we should showcase it.
Super cool. I would love to check it out. Also, I just love the artistry and work that goes into a lot of the Storyteller's Vault books. For those of you folks who are watching us and do not know yet about Storyteller's Vault, it's the place where fans can post their own books, materials, source books, and more content for basically your own Vampire the Masquerade and other settings from World of Darkness. So if you want to get yourself more books than the official ones and see what the fans are brewing, you can definitely go there. If you, for example, want to see a different take on Sabbat than V5 did, you can go to Storyteller's Vault and check out what fans did. There are plenty of Sabbat materials there already available, and a lot of other really cool works. This is one of them. Awesome.
Try to showcase some more in the future.
Yes, we're going to definitely go deeper into STV in the future. And now, LA by Nights.
This one I'm pretty sure I think you saw on Twitter. This was a picture of Eep looking very shadowy and very sheriffy and shadowy and La Sombre-y.
Yeah, Sheriff is very EB.
Yeah. Very EV, yeah.
Eevee. No, I love Kara's art. It's so good, and this one just like the play with the shadows is amazing, and the light coming from the bottom, super good.
My favorite thing is the harness, the gun, the thigh strap for a gun,
Yep.
or a melee weapon. I'm not actually sure.
It's super good and super sexy too, gotta say.
Yeah, very sexy.
And
Just
now,
like Ebe.
Eat the Rich.
I was like, oh, this is great. It's perfect.
I love, the student vibe with the little smartphone in her hand.
I was like, that's so Annabelle.
Yes. Love it. I love also how you picked these two because they're so contrasting in a way that one shows this Camarilla, La Sombra
I don't know
vampire.
if you noticed, but I do try and do that for every little thingy that I do.
You do.
I do try.
You pick super cool mixes every single time. Thank you. All right. And now, probably my favorite part. I gotta say I am biased. But
I could literally have just filled this whiteboard with stuff. I was just like, oh, which ones do I pick? Because people are working on so much stuff. And it's also really, really, really cool.
yes, just to let everyone know, we are going to have separate streams specifically for Vampire Jam stuff. I've already planned to play these games before I go on my Christmas leave. I will be leaving you, unfortunately, for a month in December. But I will be here before, and I will drag Hadi with me to play these games and to get through them, because I would love to showcase them to more people.
No dragging required.
Yes. I would just like to drag for the image of dragging, the process, right?
Sure. I'll let you drag me, but there's no need.
Okay, that's fine. So first of all, we have Matt Who Draws.
Mm-hmm. Matt Who Draws does a lot of vampire-related stuff, and this, I don't know a whole lot about, except that it's a visual novel, and that Unseelie Aurora, who also does, I think they're upcoming with a Venice by Night V5 game, and they're working on a visual novel. Don't have a whole lot of information on it yet, but I'm super excited about it because this art looks amazing.
Yeah, they have a very strong and very stylized 2D art in their game. I was actually surprised how little people seem to pick 2D for this gem. I think times have changed. Like back in the days, it was so much easier to make 2D games, but nowadays I think because of the availability of free assets, people are actually finding it easier to make 3D games. And it's blowing my mind because this is the very first game jam I've ever observed myself, which is dominantly 3D from what I see from the assets published. So this is really cool, and Matt is doing a really interesting visual job of it so far. I am super excited about what this game is going to be about. And the next
I don't
one.
even know how to say that. Serenissima.
Serenissima. I'm not sure if that's a final name. I know that they were saying somewhere beforehand that they do not know what the game is going to be called yet, so we'll see.
I don't speak Italian.
Yeah, Serenissima. I don't know.
You sound much better saying it.
No, I just listened to Måneskin. That's my whole contact
There
with
you go.
Italian.
I'll do it.
All right, the second one.
This is by Juano Barcelo, and I don't know the name, but it is more progress on my entry for Vampire Jam. This is getting more and more disturbing. Here they had their food and some blood marks, so it's a crime scene of some kind.
Yes, I think I saw more of their game in previous screenshots.
I think they did have some of them. They just post screenshots on social media, but they have dev logs that I've watched. But it's kind of hard to put that on a whiteboard.
Yeah, we should definitely try to showcase them in the future somehow. I feel like maybe in highlights during the news. But I found this one is really horror-ish. Seems to be very much in the horror theme. I think that was the same game which had this kind of like a dark corridor in like
yes, with
the plants.
Boards over the doors.
Yeah. It seems very horror-ish. I'm very interested in what the gameplay is going to be. And the next one from DV the Little Bro.
Yep, they are making a visual novel, and this is just a little sneak peek of their artwork, which gives me like, I don't know, like Kadir down on his luck vibes, and I'm here for it.
I feel like maybe Young Beckett.
Oh, Young Beckett, my dream.
Something like this, but no, I'm really interested. Like this is just a very small teaser, but it really shows how much you can achieve when it comes to like getting the curiosity of people watching your social media just by like showing a little bit of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I am already interested. Like I want to know what's there. I want to know what's more in there. So it's really really cool. All right, and now we go to the bottom left with Frenavu.
Or bottom left. Ooh, over here.
Yep.
Okay, and this background for my Vampire Jam text games, another text game, which I'm very excited about the text games.
Yes.
I love text games. It matches the vibe I'm going for and is easy on the eyes as a text background. And it
Nice.
says things like Red Sports Bar, Light Pool, Sky Sports, which I don't know what Sky Sports are, but I don't go to sports bars, so how would I know? Bar Sound by, I can't read that. Three floors.
It's a nice edit. I think it might be actually an edit of the of one of the assets, or at least
I think
it's
it could be. Yeah.
It's similar to one of the assets I remember from Dark Pack. But I like especially when compared to the text. Of course, you would love to have a little visuals added here and there just for this extra oomph. But with the text games in general, it's very easy to make them non-accessible by adding too much artwork. So making sure that the red is not too red, for example, so the white text over red doesn't look too jarring is also an art.
See, this is everyone should listen to Outstar. Outstar is a complete expert, as you can
That's
tell.
not true.
The way she's talking.
All false. No, but I feel like I already see here that they did a very cool job of making sure that the red is a little bit toned down. So if they want to put white text over it, it's not going to hurt the eyes too much when you read a lot of text. I'm super excited for those people in the chat who want to check out a really cool text game made by a fan. In the 2019 Vampire Jam, there was a game called Communion, and it was a game made by one of the moderators here in the chat called Arkanbun, who is right now, for example, writing for War of Ages book.
War of Ages.
Yes, and so she wrote Communion for the Vampire Jam, and it's one of the really, like, for me, the best games from the jam, and it's fully text. It's really, really good. So I am awaiting all of the games in the same way, no matter if they're 3D, 2D, or text. I feel like they're going to all have super cool stuff in them. And I love this one by Punk Lizard. Damn, so cool.
Yeah, the classic gun where you shoot out a little smiley face flag.
No context sprites from
Mosquito Highway USA. So that gives me, I've seen them in the Discord giving, little hints and showing off little characters and stuff. And the fact that the title is Mosquito Highway USA, I'm sorry, first thing I'm going to think of is Vain Pursuit, especially I'm not going to give spoilers, but especially what happened in Vain Pursuit.
No, but I'm super interested, and I love the original take on the art. The fact that they are trying to go a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more, comic book style, pixel art, and mix it all up. I think we're going to have a lot of variety in this jam, because I've seen already some JRPG kind of games, which are completely pixel art, Japanese RPG style. Then we have more Bloodlines style 3D. Kind of a game. Then we have 2D games stylized like Serenissima. So I am super excited.
And comedy is completely valid in Vampire the Masquerade. You can make it funny.
It is.
Doesn't have to be serious all the time.
Yes, and I really like the poof. Like I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun comparing the games, which are more serious and less serious, and it's going to be all.
I foresee a lot of conversations in the future about these games.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. All right, and now we go to Olaf. Complete the ritual.
And this is everything that Olaf has posted is just giving me such Tremere vibes, so I'm super excited about this one.
Yes, I've heard a little bit about this game. So Olaf is making Tremere Puzzler, I think, in Unreal. And I've seen one thing that he posted on Twitter, which was like a little video showing how heightened senses work in the game. And that
yes,
it was one of the most
and it revealed a ward or something on the ground.
It was so impressive for me because it's a different thing, putting environments in 3D, but actually making an effect that works as a discipline is just mind-blowing in this short time. And he was able to make heightened senses reveal this like thaumaturgical symbols on the floor. I think it was super fun. So yeah, cannot wait to play this one. Olaf also, I think he said somewhere on Discord that he is almost done with the major like features in the game.
No way, really?
Yeah, so he should be able to finish it in time, which is also like impressive. We'll see. And now we have Blind Recluse.
Mm-hmm. And what something I do love is, especially reading in the Discord. I'm always lurking in especially the vampire part of the Discord, the game jam part of the Discord.
Yes.
Is people sharing like things that they did or their workarounds, or sharing little tips and tricks. And so I love posts like this where it says, when I started making the game, I decided to make simple models like in Tomb Raider Go. Since the camera's on top, character models can't be seen up close, so I can do other things faster. And I love seeing that the workarounds or how they're figuring stuff out. It's very inspiring as a person who cannot make a video game or has never tried.
No, like this is super smart, because in a game jam which has time constraints, you gotta think about making it all simpler and making it all easier. I was actually completely, like, my mind was blown to see, I think it was Vampire Absolution game, where they actually have stealth mechanics, and they have inventory system, and they are doing the gameplay, which will have free ways to play it through stealthy.
Did you see their dev vlog where you're like running around a city, like a real city, and all the stuff that you could do?
Yes, that was amazing. Another person that just like completely blew my mind with the scope was Two Neurons, which is actually like I've recognized that nickname because I was watching his Unreal Engine tutorials on YouTube beforehand. So I was actually learning Unreal from his videos. And then he started to participate in the Vampire Jam, which was like a big surprise for me. And he's making a game which is also, full 3D, full Unreal, with the full-blown character creator in 3D, which I've seen like videos of. It's months, and they're
the Absolution dev is actually in the chat right now.
Oh, Absolution devs are in the chat. Awesome! It looks super cool, and this is super smart because ultimately scoping down means you can focus more on different parts of the game, like gameplay, like narrative, like audio, like post processing. So making sure that you're done with the models very quickly. For example, that person was able to do both models and the 2D sprites, which is definitely going to help them populate the game with assets. So super cool. I am very happy.
The Vamily is so ridiculously talented in so many ways. It blows my mind every day.
It's absolutely amazing. And I have to tell everyone who is here in the chat participating in the game jam or looking at it, we are talking about game jam basically every single day in our team in World of Darkness. I am constantly sending your screenshots, videos to people who are, actively working on the next World of Darkness games and Vampire the Masquerade games and stuff. So everyone is blown, like minds are blown because of your work. It's really so inspiring, and we cannot wait to play your games and give you more feedback about them, because that's going to be super cool. And there are, I believe, 2 games already published that you can play right now. Both of them visual novels. So I still need to get deeper into them and start playing them more, but they are available on itch right now if you want to play. Yeah. All right, Hattie, thank you so much for joining me today. That was such a cool sum up of everything.
Thank you.
See you next week. Bye.
Okay, bye.
And that is it for World of Darkness news this week. Remember to check out Demiplane and check out their forums to learn more about World of Darkness Nexus. And in the meantime, if you're watching this live, I would love to invite you to a quick Q&A session right after in the cozy streaming room, which we're going to have after the news part is over. For those of you watching us on YouTube, thank you so much, and see you next week as usual. Don't get lost in the night. Bye.